Hello, everybody. My name is Kate, and this is a Slow English podcast. Today, I would like to talk about: is it possible to learn English by yourself? I think this is a very interesting question. Write in the comments what you think about it. I'm going to talk about my opinion. So, I started learning English when I was at school. I think I was 8 years old when I started learning English. I was a very small kid. I liked English. I thought that it was a very interesting subject at school. But when we started learning the grammar of present simple, I stopped understanding it. I tried to understand. I read the book. I asked my classmates to help me, but they couldn't help because they also were little children. And my parents didn't know English, so nobody could help me. Then, when I was 13 years old, I finished music school and I decided to go and learn English. Just because my friend was learning English. And I thought that it would be a very good idea to learn English together with my friend. So I started going to group English classes. And this was the best decision ever. I started liking English very much because we learned grammar, and we learned vocabulary. We practiced listening to other people. We practiced writing and reading. We practiced a little bit of pronunciation. And of course, we practiced speaking in English. Altogether, it was very useful for me. I liked it very much, and I started liking English again. I liked it so much that after school, I decided to be a linguist. So I went to university to become a linguist. A linguist is a person who works with languages. So you need to know English very well. And at that time, I also started learning Chinese at university. It was very difficult, but very interesting. So, as you can see from my story, when I was a kid, it was almost impossible for me to learn English by myself. I don't know, maybe I didn't have good material. Maybe I wasn't smart enough. Or maybe I was just a kid. But only when I started learning English with a good teacher, I could see the result. And I liked it very much. At university, we also studied with a teacher. We studied in a group with a teacher. Is it possible to learn English by yourself when you're an adult? I think yes. But you have to remember some important things before you start. First, you have to find the good materials. The materials shouldn't be too difficult and they shouldn't be too easy. The next thing that people do when they learn English by themselves, they tend to do the same thing every day. What does it mean? It means that people only learn grammar, they only practice grammar, or they only work with the words, or they only watch the YouTube videos. I don't think this is the best way to learn a language, because language is a very complex system. So the best way to learn it is to practice grammar and practice vocabulary, and also practice listening and practice speaking, practice pronunciation and practice reading. A little bit of everything. Another important thing when you learn a language by yourself is motivation. Typically, first 2 months of learning something new are the easiest. Of course, it's difficult to start, but it's easy because your motivation is very high. But after 2 months, your motivation goes down. It's a normal thing. It happens to everybody. So it's very important that you don't give up. It's very important that you keep learning. One trick that can work is to put the schedule in your Google Calendar. For example, choose 2 or 3 days a week when you want to learn English and put them in your calendar. But don't ignore your schedule. If you see that it's time to learn English, go and learn English. Don't ignore it, because this way you can learn regularly. And this is one of the most important things when you learn by yourself. So if you can find the right materials, if you can stay motivated and disciplined, and if you can learn a language as a system, then of course you can learn English by yourself. I think if you really need to learn English, you can learn it by yourself. It's not a problem for you. But with a teacher, it's going to be faster, easier, and more fun. Of course, if you find the right teacher for you. What do you think? Do you think it is possible to learn a language by yourself? Please write your opinion in the comments. I would love to read about it.